Totally. Hi, how's everybody doing today?
Welcome.
The shirt, I feel like I didn't button it right. Did I not button it right? I didn't. Well, it's a look now.
Nobody noticed.
Well, I did.
Well,
So
yeah, okay. Well,
that's something.
How
That's
are
fine.
y'all doing
We're
today?
gonna just roll with it because
Ah!
vibes. Jacob Paris, how's everything? How's the music? How's life? Tell us
Hello.
everything. Hi, Mike.
Welcome in.
Umo, Thrish, Jacob.
Where am I hearing this?
It's probably from my laptop. I'll go fix that. That's
I was like,
obnoxious.
I muted my computer. What am I hearing?
It's my fault.
It's me. Hi. Hi, Thrish. We're doing really well. We've been up since 7. Wednesdays are our long days. It was awesome. I flew back on Monday from Italy. Oh, that sounds so amazing. Was the weather incredible? What was something that you really enjoyed while you were out there? The tour was a dream. Oh, we love that so much for you. That sounds incredible. And of course you ate all of the best carbs in the world, I'm assuming. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. When was bedtime? 3?
No, bedtime.
No, it was before midnight.
Bedtime. We were asleep before. We were in bed by 11:40.
Right.
So, I can't
woke up
complain.
at 3. That's what it was.
Yeah, 106 degrees. That's slight.
Ooh.
It is so wonderful to see you all. Thank you so much for being here for another episode.
Hi, Wade.
Hi, Wade.
Very excited to go over what we're going to go over.
Go over the overview?
Yes.
The overview of
Plan to make a plan. Yeah, no, it wasn't terrible at all. We've just had really long days preparing for our single release.
That's right.
Which is insane.
We're doing this whole rollout. Hi, Fedor.
Fedor. Good morning. How are you doing?
How is everyone doing temperature wise right now?
Hot.
Right now in Los Angeles, I think the high is going to get to 82 today, and everyone across Los Angeles has been really confused because on our Apple weather maps, we have a warning that it's a high heat warning, and it's because there's a lot of visitors in town right now for the World Cup. And so they, as a overall, were just like, we're going to issue a warning because it is very warm comparatively.
Jacob, you will technically be able to hear it tomorrow, even though it drops on the 26th everywhere, because there's a publication coming out that is featuring the song. So
only 80 here. Could be worse. It could be worse for sure. It is a warm one. It's beautiful in DC right now because we had 2 rainy days the last 2 days.
Oh, I'm sure there was the rain welcome, or are we over it and we just want the sun?
Yeah, I checked the weather in Maryland and it looks like it's been raining a lot. So
but also that's Maryland summer. Is it just it decides it's going to downpour and be so humid?
Yeah, I think one of the summers.
I don't think DC is particularly humid though, is it? Sorry, go ahead.
One of the summers that we worked outside in Baltimore, it rained almost every day because it would just like come through and then storm for 20 minutes and then be out.
Oh, it was terrible.
Does this publication gather moss? Maybe. Maybe it does. Just in case anyone's new, hi, I'm Ashleigh. This is Courtney. We're CA in LA. Courtney and Ashleigh in Los Angeles. We're best friends, filmmakers, musicians.
And variety streamers.
And thank you all so much for being here. This is episode 5 of...
I always get the episodes. I think it's 4.
I think it's episode 4 of the Cinema Collective. We're in season 6, and Adobe, thank you so much for having us. Let's jump in, yeah? Yeah. We are in week 4 because week 3's challenge was tell us who inspires you.
But we have to talk as a collective, if you will.
That's right. And then we last week went over film news and text in Premiere part 2.
Yes.
Cool. And so based on the homework of tell us who inspires you, our film family our bandmates who are both featured. We've got Mark, Jake, Coco, and our amazing Ohana, represented by this beautiful crowd at the TwitchCon 2024 after show performance, which was
It was really fun.
amazing.
Oh, we love all of these people.
Yes. So this is a small sampling of who inspires us. I know, 6 seasons. That's a lot of seasoning, Jack.
And we started with no experience necessary. Like that was the beginning of the journey.
That's right. I know.
Look at us go.
It's so wild. How's it going, Jack? Wait, I'm not sure if I said hello. Hello. We've got a lot of news.
Hi, Jack.
So we're going to go ahead and boogie on in so that Courtney can get to this in a half hour.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It is.
It is okay. So this question came up with a friend group of ours this week, and we wanted to throw this out to you. Do you read reviews before you watch a TV series or a movie?
Thanks, Thrish.
Thank you, Thresh.
We think so too. I don't. Like, I'll read the description. Ashleigh and I have this, not habit, but the ones that people have a disdain for, we tend to like. So I just, like, we'll see the star rating and kind of go from there. But it's mostly if the log line and the trailer are intriguing, we'll do that.
Yeah. It's very fascinating to see the films that we enjoy. They usually have like 4 stars out of 10. And I'm like, well, it's another alignment.
Well, we'll start it. Like, we'll start the series or movie, and if we like it and it's rated that low, then Ashleigh, you'll go to what is it called?
I go everywhere.
And she goes everywhere to see, like, well, okay, what is everyone else saying about this movie? Because we quite enjoy it.
I go to Reddit. I go to IMDb. I go to Rotten Tomatoes, Letterboxd.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you just don't know.
So it really depends on the movie series, Thrish says. I tend to not read reviews unless I'm very on the fence about something. I prefer word of mouth, though. I would, too. Yes, that just makes the most sense. And Vidor says, yes, mostly not to waste time. Okay, so follow-up question for you, Vidor. Is there something that you've watched, or I'm sorry, something you haven't watched because you didn't want to waste time, but then it was recommended to you and you loved it or liked it? And Wade, sometimes, only if it's something that wasn't on my radar and it kind of seems interesting, I might go check. Okay. Fair.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I definitely have to check because I get very triggered by car accidents, like specifically if it's a T-bone into the driver's side. And that is a very common plot point, that there's no trigger warning because that would be a spoiler alert. But we have trigger warnings for almost everything else, right? Like we have warnings for if there's flashing lights, language, nudity, that kind of thing. And I don't know why there's no warning for something that is so traumatic.
Also something that happens very often.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is strange.
Yeah.
Very strange.
So don't love that. But that's why I read stuff, is that sometimes there's just plot points that it is a spoiler alert, but I would much rather know what is going to happen just in case it's triggering.
Yeah, pretty much if there's someone in a vehicle, we're just like, okay, don't look.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Not reviews, maybe vague synopsis. Okay. That totally makes sense. Okay. Some of the things that are coming out this week on streaming: The Bear season 5. There's 9 episodes, with all of them dropped at the same time tomorrow on Hulu. And the concept is, with no money, the threat of a sale, and a torrential storm in their way, the new partners must band together with the rest of the team to achieve one last service in an attempt to finally earn a Michelin star. Along the way, they learn that what makes a restaurant perfect might not be the food, but the people. This is it. All of the stars are so ready for this to be over, so don't know what that means, but sending off The Bear season 5.
Yeah, I think it really depends on what the show entails. Like, is the cast of the morning show being this many similar seasons amount in? Like, are we over it, or do we still really like it? I think it just solely depends on where the script goes.
Totally.
So, yeah, I can see that someone would be over it, though.
I do feel like them ending with attempting to get a Michelin star feels like a really proper send off to this series. Having it have started where it did, just like you have them go out on top, or at least die trying.
Right.
Yeah.
And Wade, why haven't you watched it since season 2? We watched season 1 and loved it. Then we started watching season 2 and then we stopped. Of Door. I recently read reviews for that Sheep movie that came out earlier this year. People loved it. I thought it was good, but not great. I wouldn't have gone at all without the reviews.
Fascinating.
Okay.
So
the
that's
Sheep Detectives, is that the one you're talking about?
that's one that you would have potentially waited for streaming, or you wouldn't have watched at all. You're so pressed for season 2.
Are you?
Of Avatar.
Okay, so P-Dub, how do you feel the animated series transferred into live action? Because people really feel a way about that.
Yeah. So same thing with The Bear. Tomorrow on Netflix this drops, and it's 7 episodes. All episodes will be available. I am not going to attempt to say all of the words in here. So Vidor would have not at all. That's fascinating. Well, good for you, because if you're looking for Hugh Jackman's next project, he is in The Death of Robin Hood, which is an A24 movie, which I found out yesterday.
It looks super dark.
It is really dark, but the story of Robin Hood is really dark. It's not
really-
the sanitized version that we all know now.
I haven't finished season 2 either. The Bear is so intense for me. It is pretty intense.
It is really intense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's visceral. It's anxiety inducing. I think that's the point.
Yeah, not sure. Wasn't as into it for whatever reason. It's brighter. It doesn't have the same camera movements. Like, they've slowed it down. It is not as chaotic as season 1, which is exactly what restaurants are, like the grind of them.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that was why we're like, oh, and they missed it. They lost it a little bit.
If I like the opening season of a show, I tend to not like season 2, because if it had as much fanfare as The Bear did, then it usually gets a injection of money, which is great. And then they change the look of it because now they have more money. And I don't know, I really enjoyed the grit of Bear season 1. And when it made that transfer over, I just got lost in that. Hi, Willie.
Yeah, it's one thing if you're just upping the look with the budget, but changing the look is where we lose it a little bit.
But I understand it was for the story. I get that.
Absolutely. I like it better than M. Night version. It works for me. I think they honored the animated season well.
Good.
Okay, nice.
I love to hear that. Yeah, season 1 felt gritty. Yeah.
Coming from working in restaurants, it is exactly like that. And they lost it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Okay, Camp Snoopy. This was really exciting to see. This is on season 2. All of the 12 to 13 episodes, because they haven't disclosed it, will be dropped on June 26th, which is Friday on Apple TV. And it's about Snoopy, the Beagle Scouts. Stop it.
That's adorable.
Stop it. Stop. The Beagle Scouts and the Peanuts gang return to Camp Spring Lake for summer adventures, including hiking, swimming, and exploring the outdoors. This seems like a very wholesome watch. That's all I'm saying. It feels good.
It looks really cute. We need that right now.
It's very, very light, very nostalgic in childhood.
We love it.
Another thing that is coming out on HBO Max on June 26th is Life, Larry, and the Pursuit of Unhappiness. So this is for fans of Drunk History and Curb Your Enthusiasm. President and Mrs. Obama want to honor America's 250th anniversary and celebrate the history of the nation on the occasion, but then Larry David calls is the log line, but it is very Drunk History, Curb Your Enthusiasm, where they will be doing recreations of major historical moments in America's history.
I'm really intrigued by this one.
Yeah.
To see what they're going to do.
This will be dropped episodically every Friday for the 7 episodes. I think August 10th is the last day. FIFA World Cup is still ongoing. It started on June 11th, is going through July 19th. As of right now, all of the teams are still in, but that will soon start to dwindle. Jack says there's a Camp Snoopy at Cedar Point.
There is? Have you been? It was a whole thing to get licensing to put it in their park map. Oh, I believe that.
I went to
That sounds
Camp
amazing.
Snoopy when it was in the Mall of America. I don't know if it's still there,
How
but
was it?
that's actually the reason that I hate roller coasters.
Oh,
My dad told me not to
Okay.
follow him, and I followed him onto a log flume, and it's like one of the biggest log flumes. And that was a mistake. And they bought the picture, and my dad had it on his keychain forever because my face was.
and
he
he
was
was
like,
biggest log flumes is inside of a mall. I never would have guessed that. For
he was
starters,
like, yeah, this is very eye opening for you, and this is what happens. And that just has
Oh
come
my
with me
gosh.
forever. So
I was not expecting that story.
Camp
I'm
Snoopy.
very sorry.
no, I mean, no, it
Hi,
was my
JC.
fault. I shouldn't have followed my dad.
You were a child.
I know, but I was just like, he was like, all right, you're getting on the ride now. And I was like, oh.
Oh no.
JC, great to see you. How are you?
How are you?
Happy
This
Wednesday.
But wait, here's what I always wondered. They have to know they're changing the look, and if it's not a thematic change and it wasn't a thematic change for the bear, why change it? It happens all the time.
It was a thematic change. What they were demonstrating, because I had to go looking for this, because I was like, was this intentional? Did they get a new showrunner? What happened? It was to signal that this is a new era of hope, that while there is the grittiness of the characters themselves, that they're trying to move into a more vibrant mood to separate and distinguish season one's grit from the rest of the series, because they didn't want to stay in that mangled, like greasy vibe. They wanted to start moving towards, okay, we're getting our act together. Things are a little bit more put together. We are more cohesive as the restaurant staff.
Yeah, and I guess season 2 does open with them. Sorry, spoiler, but like they're starting to revamp the restaurant. But I get it. It just,
Yeah.
meh.
Umo says we're into the final round of group games starting tonight in 45 minutes. So teams falling away fast over the next week. That's right.
Is anybody actively following this?
I heard that England's next game is on July 4th. I don't know if that's true, but that was like a meme going around and
Interesting.
a bunch of stuff. I was too busy researching the updates in the film industry because holy cow, just wait. Wayne said, theme for me being still a chaos restaurant and it didn't work out. So felt not a big enough shift. I agree with that
That's fair.
completely. Yeah. So in theaters, Supergirl comes out this Friday. It is an hour and 50 minutes sci-fi action when an unexpected and ruthless adversary strikes too close to home. Supergirl reluctantly joins forces with an unlikely companion for an interstellar journey of vengeance and justice. Directed by Craig Gillespie, who did I, Tonya, Dumb Money, and Lars and the Real Girl. That's and Cruella, quite the slate of films.
Oh yeah, I get what they were trying. Also, they could have kept the camera grittiness while making it lighter, but they changed everything, which was really jarring. Umo, the last England game was in Boston. Still an apology from them for the tea. My sister went to that game. I should ask her how it went.
Nice.
Yeah.
The Invite, which is Olivia Wilde's directed film, it premiered at Sundance this year, comes in at an hour 47. It's a comedy, very highly recommended, but it's about a dinner party spirals into unexpected places when a couple invite their enigmatic neighbors over. Have they reignited the spark in their troubled marriage or lit the match that burns it all down? This seemed really cognizant or adjacent to the Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman concept. So I wonder if these were developed at similar times, because that tends to happen, that studios will be like, oh, if this film or concept is being developed, we're going to do our own.
Right.
But Olivia Wilde, who did Booksmart and Don't Worry, Darling, which I feel like you probably know more about the backstory of Don't Worry, Darling than the actual film. Hi, Brendan.
Hi, Brendan. Welcome in. How are you doing?
The Get Out, which is starring Russell Crowe as a club owner, but it's the robbery of a club owner's establishment derails his plans for a quiet life in retirement. Directed by Derek Borte of Unhinged and The Joneses. That's the Catherine Zeta-Jones film from the 2000s. That's a comedy, just for the record. But this is a thriller and action, clocking in at an hour and 42 minutes. And finally, Jack Asterisk, 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 best and last. This is the 5th in the series and the last. So similar to the bear, 5th and last. This clocks in at an hour 38, and Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O, and the rest of the gang return for more outrageous and hilarious stunts. And it's directed by Jeff Tremaine, who did all of the other films in the series, was helped develop the TV show, and also helped develop, are you ready? Ridiculousness.
Oh my gosh. I was about to say, I wonder why we were going back to this. Like, we're only bringing it back for one season.
Oh no, this is a movie.
Oh.
This is in theaters.
Oh. Okay. I was like, we're doing this again? Okay.
Uma!
Hi!
How are you?
Dancing chickens.
Yes, so much respect for these guys to keep it going. Yeah, and I heard a story about they were banned in Santa Monica for 10 years because of a stunt that they pulled in 2005, 2006, and they actually went back and wrote the wrong with a scene in this film.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's coming back, but also not. Totally.
See, as soon as you said ridiculousness, it makes 100% sense why they would bring it back, because that show just lives on. That is all we see on MTV.
Shameless cash grab or not, the fact that he endured again is impressive. Absolutely.
Some of the things, I didn't actively watch it, but I've seen a few episodes, and oh my goodness gracious.
Yeah. Uma, I miss your dancing turkey chicken.
I do too.
Thank you for throwing that in, Jack. It fills the void. So Toy Story 5 recorded the biggest domestic opening weekend of 2026 with $160 million in the US box office and $312 million globally. This set a new franchise record and ranked as the second largest animated opening for Disney behind Incredibles 2. I was really surprised about that.
Incredibles 2 was so good.
I know, but like of all of the series, Incredibles 2 is the one that's number one. Fascinating.
It is.
But this...
Like not Inside Out or something.
No, yeah. So this was $250 million for the budget and is the most expensive Pixar film to date.
It was never my cup of tea. Toy Story wasn't. It wasn't mine either.
Jack, star.
Oh. I think I'm alone in the Toy Story camp, which I tend to be.
But like you didn't grow up with it like that.
Well, I watched it when I was younger and I was like, okay.
Yeah, like
and I just didn't really.
My brother, whose birthday it is today, so
Woo!
Happy birthday. He was obsessed with Toy Story. Like this was his film. So I watched so much Toy Story. Mm-hmm. The best cameo was way early on. I think there were grocery cart surfing in masks. After the stunts, one of the masked folks is Brad Pitt. Oh, wow. So it's kind of like Impractical Jokers. Is that a toy with
more
toilet paper?
That's what I thought too. It looks like a child toilet paper roll.
It does look like a child's toilet paper roll.
But then what are the things below? I honestly don't know.
Yeah, fascinating. Good catch. Huh.
Is that? Maybe.
Happy birthday, Broly.
Yes.
I enjoy Toy Story, but I have not watched all of them. It never captured me. Yeah, Toy Story 4 was the lowest ranked in all of the Toy Stories. And Toy Story 5 is currently toilet paper. Ha ha. Great job, Wade. Toy Story 4 is the lowest ranked of all of the Toy Stories, for anyone that was wondering. Okay, so this news hit on Monday. AI 24. As you can see the headlines, Google invests $75 million in A24 to develop AI-powered filmmaking tools. Google and A24 argue AI will usher in a new era of creative risk-taking. That headline is from Adweek because Cannes Lion is happening right now over in Cannes, which is an extended part of the Cannes Film Festival. And this is where it's just like a giant ad campaign for what's become like YouTubers now. There's a lot of critique about Cannes Lion, but this announcement was supposed to be very revolutionary. And wow, the feedback online is fascinating.
Exactly what Thrish is saying. I feel like AI investment is counter to A24's mission statement.
Agree with that. No longer an indie studio. And what's wild is that Backrooms just came out, and Kane Parsons was just talking about how he does not stand by AI being used in film. And so how wild is it that immediately this information comes out. Google investing in Backroom Studio A24.
Yeah, this is a bit of a heartbreak for me.
This is a huge heartbreak, and if you want to see what the public sentiment is, just go on A24's Instagram and look at any of the comments from any of the posts from the last 2 days, because people are not happy. Yeah, he is very anti-AI. Wade says Netflix has their own AI creative incubator program. Hi, Kerr.
Hi, Kerr.
They're making an AI William Usher. Good catch there, Umo.
Wonderful.
LOL. I didn't know that they made a fourth until there was a fifth. Yeah, Toy Story has just been going, you know?
Yeah.
So to go a little bit deeper into this and not just keep it to headlines, A24 and Google have formed an AI research partnership, with Google investing roughly $75 million for A24 to work with its DeepMind unit on developing new AI-powered tools and workflows for filmmakers. This deal gives A24 access to DeepMind's research and infrastructure, but notably does not grant Google access to A24's content library or data. So that was a really, really big point that I found and wanted to share. Scott Belsky, who is the head of the tech division A24 Labs, he says, quote, "We think there are better uses that preserve creative control and support risk taking," arguing the new tools won't look anything like the prompted generation type of AI that people feel uncomfortable with. Great. So what he's saying here is that it's not going to look like the AI that all of us understand to be generative. They're going to make it so different looking that it might actually confuse people, that they may think it's real.
That really makes me feel good.
So A24, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Continuing that track, don't worry, there's good news ahead. But Luca's film Artificial, which stars Andrew Garfield as Sam Altman, has been dropped by Amazon MGM Studios and is now being shopped to other buyers, though Amazon MGM, Netflix, A24, and Focus Features have all passed on this film. So know that. So it's being shopped to other buyers. But this comes after Amazon signed a $50 billion partnership with OpenAI in February. Mubi and Neon are the two potential studios that will pick this film up. And it's wild because allegedly this film is showing Sam Altman in a very real light that's really similar to what Mark Zuckerberg had with Social Network.
Interesting that this one's the door's being shut on this one. I understand why, but yeah, it's fascinating.
Yeah, I'm really intrigued by it. Okay, I don't know when, or if it was on this show, or if it was over on CA's Twitch account, but I know we were talking about, we'll know that the world is in a place when they make a live action Magic School Bus.
It was here. And
well,
Chris said it.
Guess what? They're making a live action Magic School Bus with Elizabeth Banks as Miss Frizzle, which wild.
She's going to be great at that.
She really is. Rob Letterman, who did Detective Pikachu and Goosebumps, is directing, and Scholastic Entertainment is co-producing. So
yay! Oh, thank goodness.
I'm really hopeful that this is going to be a very honoring live action adaptation.
Yeah.
Hi, Clever. Denial of a continuing AI in Uncanny Valley doesn't mean it doesn't exist. That's right.
That's right.
That's right. And jumping back to the AI tangent with A24, they're specifically developing software around storyboards. So a lot of people are wondering if Martin Scorsese is involved in that partnership. So I don't know if you all know, but Vimeo was acquired by Bended Broken Spoon Forks, what have you, and
some destructive appliances.
A very destructive company that comes in and strips all of the profitable aspects out of these companies and sells them for parts. And so Vimeo crashed and burned. It's currently on fire. And there's this new site that is attempting to be Vimeo, but adds a community element in as well. So Framerate, which is co-founded by Motion Array's Tyler Williams and motionographers Justin Cohn, is a new platform built specifically for serious filmmakers and motion artists to host their work, gather feedback, and present projects to clients, festivals, and peers. It aims to fill a long-standing gap in the industry as previous dedicated spaces, Vimeo, have faded and left creatives cobbling together multiple platforms with unified solutions.
So right now, what was happening, well, previously, I suppose, it was YouTube and Vimeo. And when you were starting out as a filmmaker, even in the mid 2000s, it was, okay, well, where is it best to put your work? Do you do that for visibility? Or if you're submitting, which would go to YouTube, or if you're submitting to film festivals, do you put the link on Vimeo because that just looks better for festival submissions? So now being in this place where Vimeo has gone downhill is quite sad. JC, no, we do not need a live action of Magic School Bus. Okay, so you're just hard out. And Uma, you don't like the new Vimeo proposal.
Or oh no to Vimeo being sold to broken bended spring fork. So Framerate is standing on 4 pillars of business. One is that they're going to offer ad-free 4K hosting with customizable privacy and embeds, a robust review suite with time-stamped comments, frame-level annotations, and live sync sessions, plus polished password-protected showcases for client pitches, and festival screeners. It's rounded out by a distraction-free professional community for discovering work across film, animation, VFX, and motion design with full project credits, availability badges, and a firm policy against training AI on creators' content.
I think that this is good.
I think so too.
Yeah, but this looks really good.
Yeah, so Framerate, we're going to check it out, and there are some tools that exist right now that you can transfer your whole Vimeo catalog over to Framerate, and right now it's free, and there is a $10 tier if you are a studio. Thrish says hopefully it works out and isn't a pump and dump. I agree.
That's what I'm hoping for as well. But also just back up your catalogs in general if you have them on Vimeo. Okay.
Or YouTube or anywhere on the internet, because
anywhere.
It's not permanent.
No, it
okay.
isn't.
Bose, the audio Bose, has launched Bose Studios, which is a music-focused branded entertainment venture spanning film, TV, digital, and live events, backed by Oscar-winning producer Michael Sugar and featuring a slate that includes a doc-series developed by Steven Soderbergh. Additional projects include docu-series on influential artists, creative journeys, and an original YouTube series on intimate performances, with the first episode centered on British singer-songwriter Sienna Spiro, dropping this fall. So this is good.
Yeah, I really do appreciate that companies that were not branching into film prior are starting to do so. It's like collectively the industry is going, okay, like at the studios, we see, and we're going to fill the gaps. So I really like this.
Umo says Vimeo went UK lockdown already with age verification, so it's dead to me.
Oh.
Wow. So yeah, that's a whole nother tangent on that. Ari just released a plugin for Unreal Engine called Luca. This is to help filmmakers, DPs, and gaffers pre-visualize lighting and camera setups.
That is so cool.
In real time before stepping onto a set. This is a very necessary component, especially with a lot of productions having a huge component of their work be in Unreal Engine and utilizing virtual productions. Clever says, I wish Bose would launch a light called Bozos.
I love that. That'd be fantastic. We should all just go pitch it.
Are you all ready for this? Blair Witch Project's coming back in 2027. Lionsgate, the one that just signed a deal with an AI company for them to be able to generate anything. And Blumhouse have set a September 24, 2027 theatrical release for a Blair Witch Project reboot directed by Dylan Clark, produced by Jason Blum and James Wan, with original creators Eduardo Sanchez, Daniel Myrick, and Greg Hale returning as EPs, along cast members Joshua Leonard and Michael C. Williams. Not that poor girl, though, whose whole career was ruined after this campaign. Billed as a fresh take rather than a scene-by-scene remake, the project is envisioned as the launch of a multi-film universe. Yes, let's send this one into the ground, too.
I do appreciate that the original creators are back. I think that that's a silver lining here.
It totally is.
But also, exactly what you're saying, Lionsgate, this just goes right against everything that Blair Witch was and what made it what it was. But anyway.
Illumination is leaning into the space curiosities and have announced a new animated sci-fi film called Not Alone, which will be in theaters April 16th, 2027. I was reading all of these dates and I was like, wow, 2027 is like 2 years away. And I'm like, it's next year, pal. Timothy.
Very close, yeah.
Little Timmy and Selena Gomez will be voicing. Timmy plays an introverted rocket mechanic and Gomez an astrobotanist as the two fall in love ahead of a historic launch until they agree to help 3 runaway aliens get home. So a little space, a little Lilo and Stitch, question mark?
All right. Haha, Umo.
Beautiful. All right. And my final anecdote. Here's the update on this Paramount Skydance merger. So in case you didn't know, Paramount Skydance is acquiring Warner Brothers for $111 billion. And Warner Brothers shareholders voted this through on April 23rd. I can't believe we have been covering this for almost a year now. So the initial schedule acquisition is September 30th, but they are pushing rapidly towards a July 15th closing date. Somebody had a really good anecdote as to why this is happening and why they're trying to push it through so soon. And it's, are you ready? The midterm elections. Okay.
Oh.
So
Cool.
one of 3 hurdles right now is EU, but it was announced.
Thank you, guys.
It was announced about 3 hours ago that European regulators are expected to approve Paramount's takeover after a in-depth investigation. However, David Ellison will need to accept certain conditions to address competition concerns. That currently is looking like they're going to have to sell Universal Pictures. And as of this morning, right before we went on, a rough, unsubstantiated quote was David Ellison is willing to do that for this to be pushed through EU.
Interesting. I know. Lovely.
I know, winter, right? So where we stand right now is that the U.S. Department of Justice, Canada, South Africa, Australia, and Germany have all cleared the deal. What is remaining is the FCC Foreign Ownership Review, the State Attorneys General's review, and right now it's New York and California that are currently looking to have lawsuits to block this from moving as fast as it is, and the EU review, because even though it's rumored, it has not been passed yet. So things could still change if he does not make those concessions, as this is all being spoken about. Okay. That being said, we're kicking it to Courtney.
To me, we're going to go over some updates. Premiere has had quite a few of them between April and June. I'm going to go over some of the ones that have been dropped in June, and they're pretty cool. I hope you love them.
You're pretty cool.
Thank you for some positive news in there.
I had to.
Yeah.
I can't keep doing this. It's so bleak sometimes, and
Yeah.
I'm just really thankful that we're at a place now that companies are starting to understand that not everybody is wanting to adapt certain tools into their workflow, and that there are companies that are popping up that are saying, we see you, we hear you, and here is the tool to be able to do that.
Agreed.
So Court's going to go over global audio mute, audio and video waveforms, marker search, single word captioning, sequence creation with Firefly boards, and audio waveforms.
Correct.
What about CA's review? Arco, you can get that tonight. And
yes,
let me tell you,
it's a choice.
I have some thoughts about this AI situation going on with A24.
I do too.
I have beef.
I also will say it's been incredibly fascinating to, and well, y'all can tell me what you think, but arguably the world is so much more invested in world politics and entertainment than ever before because of AI, and it is fascinating. I'm gonna have to jump out of that, but okay.
You got it.
Let's jump in as we just jumped out. Okay. So the first thing, I did touch on it a little bit, and I'm just going to show you again, that Premiere has released is a global audio mute. Thank goodness. I love this so much. So if you did not know, when you're in your Premiere project already, you will have your source audio, and then you'll have your program monitor audio. The difference being, if you want to pull anything into your sequence from over here, that will have its own. And then this is your final sequence playback. that you can see. So we can actually mute all of these things. You can do one at a time. So we have our audio right here. If you don't have that, you can always click the plus button and it will be in this menu for you to add. And over here, we don't really see this same one. They can disappear, and it is simply just how your windows are sized. So you'll see these two arrows on the side that you can click, and you'll see mute source monitor, but then also in your program monitor, same deal. If you don't see it, you can just click these arrows and it'll pop up for you.
Beautiful.
So I can mute them one at a time, but I want you to be able to see both for this example. So let's get both of those audio pieces showing. Okay, perfect. So if you watch here in our source and program monitor, I'm going to go up to the top right where this global setting is, audio enabled. If I click that off, both of them turn off, which is wonderful.
That's so good.
Yes, so good. So they've just added that and
a global mute.
Yeah.
Everything
just out instead of having to be like, okay, now we're going to go and do all these little things. You don't have to do that. Now there's a global one.
That's right. Really quickly,
Yeah.
Winter, Google is partnering with AI. They just gave them $75 million to integrate systems that will not look like the generative AI that audiences are used to. Isn't that exciting?
And if I remember correctly, you also said that there is a caveat in there that they cannot train off of their current catalog.
That's right. As of right now.
Okay, as of right now.
Winter, this is where Neon has the chance to do something really beautiful.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, even Bose, like all of these companies that are coming in and adding a film division, there's something here. So we've been talking about the rise of indie film on this show for a while now. And I really do think that this is the time for either other companies to step up, or there are a lot of actors who were trying to block this and wrote that they didn't want the Paramount Skydance merger to happen either. And they are also starting to fund different projects and look outward on who, like what sort of creators they can find and what films they can greenlight. So while this is very terrible, there are so many good things that can come out of it, and that's how innovation happens. So it's not just AI that's innovating, it is everyone else.
Everybody.
Yeah. So this is exciting. While also like, oh, A24, come on. But yeah, so there is some positivity there. Okay, my second thing is the audio and waveform has now been added to your source monitor, which is our little video over here. Normally, what you would have is you would be able to have your video here, your audio source, and I can drag either one of those into my sequence if I want. But now they've added a third thing where I can actually view my audio waveform. So let me just show you what it looks like separately. So this is our video and that's our audio. The twains never cross, but I can now see both. So I can either click my wrench here and click video and audio waveform split, or I can just click this third button and now I see both. Yeah, this feature is incredible because it gives you really, really minute in and out points if you want to make specific edits. And being able to see the waveform, for instance, this is us moving to California. But if this were an interview, let's say, and we're trying to maybe find some dead air or pieces that we might want if we wanted dead air, I don't know. But looking at the waveform, if you know how to read these, which this is just when audio is not happening. So you can actually avoid those if you're marking your in and out points instead of just seeing the video and hoping for the best and trying to sort through your timeline later. So this is really great. I love that they've added this, and you can immediately see with a clip whether this is stereo or mono because you have your left and right channel.
Love it.
So that avoids problems in the future. If you remember, we were working on it wasn't Spicy Monster, Hey Dad, and the audio was mono prior. I would have caught that so much earlier had this been here. So this is great. Number 2. And then the next thing is we have marker search. So let me go over to my other sequence here.
Just go into the other sequence.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go. Oh no, actually I'm in the right one. So I've got my markers here. So let's bring up our search panel. I already have it over here, but if you do not have this, then we can just go to window.
To the wall.
I can't finish that. And then we're gonna go to search to make sure that that pops up for you right here. Then what I want to search is we can actually search our markers, and these markers are able to be searched across any project that I have open, which is incredible. So I will show you how it works. So we're going to do everything, do the drop down, and we're going to click markers. Y'all have probably seen us do some demos on media intelligence a long time ago. But so this is very, very similar. They've just added a marker section. So coming soon will be the ability to search your markers by color. But for now, we can search them by comments, by their name, and those sort of things. So I'm going to show you. So if I want to do comments, if you have a marker here, for instance, this one right here, I double click, you can leave your comments right here and the name. So I can search by both of these things. So since I've only made a comment for one, we'll just say markers, and then let's do Hotel Cafe was my comment, and now it immediately pops up as one of my markers.
Ooh, so you mean the more organized you are, the better you'll be able to find your stuff?
That's right. Yes. It depends on how nuanced you want to get, but if you're looking for something very specific that you know you'll have to come back to later, it is always best to just add in the metadata while you're in the middle of doing it.
Beautiful.
So comments, and then we can also go by name. So let's do, I want to see everything that is live. So every marker that I have that is called live, it shows me right here. What's interesting and different about this is we can see that this sequence is music narrative, and these two up here are in a sequence called Creating with My Best Friend. So this is where it's actually showing you that I have two projects open and these clips live in another one. So what do we do once we have this information? So I can, since I'm currently in the music narrative one, let's just double click on one, and now my playhead goes immediately to the clip of where my marker is.
Stop.
So I can find it and then do whatever I want with that.
I like your outfits when you play live.
I like your outfits when you play live.
Thank you.
But then, so if I were to click on one that's Creating with My Best Friend, which is in a new sequence, if I double click on that, it's immediately going to open the sequence and pop the playhead to where that clip is. Yay!
Yay!
Which again makes this much easier to organize. And if I ever want to toggle between, this is just in general, if anybody has markers and you want to quickly move between them, then I can Shift M, and this is going to work on PC and Mac. Shift M will toggle forward to all of my markers. I know. I was really excited to use this footage simply for the fact that we just look insane. And then if I want to move backwards, I can Shift Command M, and then they'll move backwards through our markers. So just a quick navigating if anybody needs to do that. But now what do we do if I want to bring these into our sequence? So as of right now, let's actually go back to our music narrative one. As of right now, or coming soon, you will be able to click and drag. So just select these and drag them into our sequence. Select multiple and click and drag. But right now, it is only going to work on the ones that are outside of this sequence. You can see music narrative didn't come in, but Creating with My Best Friend did, because that one exists in another sequence. But that is also very nice, because if I want to start combining footage from different areas, I'm very easily able to do so by clicking and dragging or just using my comma key to insert. And it tells you in the sequence where it came from. So you never have to try to remember that. It'll just tell you. So
Yes.
I love that labeling feature that we know, just to very easily continue to keep things organized. And then, like I said, coming soon, just being able to drag and drop everything, because we need multiple clips, multiple of the same clips. We need that. All right, so then the next thing is single word captioning. This is great for social media. For those of you who are making reels and you don't like having the sentences and people want to follow along word by word, they've now added that into our captions. So let's go into this sequence here. I just picked this tiny clip with very easy audio, maybe like 4 words, just so you guys can see. But okay, so let's select our clip. Then we want to make sure that we are in text. So we're going to click these arrows and go into text. So in our source monitor, make sure we've got that highlighted. Let's actually delete this because we don't need that. All right, so that's it. That was it. Ashleigh did an amazing take, and that was it. So if you do not have this transcribed already, in the transcript, if you select a clip and there is nothing, it will give you a pop-up option right here to transcribe your clip. But on import, Ashleigh and I have that stuff set. But again, it will be here to create that for you. So I could just generate a caption already outside of my transcript, but if I want to do a single word, here's how we do it. we're going to click on this closed caption right here, which is normal, how we've done all of our other captions if we were to add them. But we want to do this drop down. And we have all of our settings here. Let's move this up so you can see. Then we have single line, double line, which is our standard one, but then we're going to do single word. Now this one, all of these are going to go away, but that's also because it's single word and you probably won't ever need to do those. So let's do single word and let's translate. This is also really important before we do this to make sure that your text is correct. So I had to adjust this actually. At start, it said, that was at, which is great, but Mark also said it in a funny way, so that's why it detected it that way. I'll play it for you at the end. Okay, so now we have this, and we're going to create our captions, which it has created a caption layer right up top for me.
That was it. That was it.
Okay.
That was it.
Do you see why I caught at instead of it? But now we have all of our edits that we need. So very single word, like it, exactly as it is intended to do, which is wonderful. I still am able to create captions outside of this that are not just single word. I can generate another one. So I just go back to my transcript and say, we'll just do it this way. So it's going to give me a second layer. So I can still do both if I want to, or make any sort of micro adjustments that are needed, which is wonderful. So I really love that they've added single word, especially for social media. I feel like that's what a lot of people are leaning towards instead of full sentences or trying to edit captions where you have a full sentence and then you try to make a color behind it move per word. It just adds a lot of extra work, and I feel like it's just easier to have the single word. So very excited that they've added this.
Do any of you use captions? I've been using Captioneer, the plugin in Premiere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that one works well too. So love it. Then the next thing is we also can create full sequences with our Firefly boards. I love this so much. So Spicy Monster was a film that we did. Let me bring up so I can show you.
You're seeing the lore. Attention spans can't last a whole sentence. Speed running. Yeah, idiocracy. Yep, that's right.
I know, but also for those of you who do not listen to, actually, here's a question. Does anybody listen to videos with, or if you're watching a reel, do you turn the audio on? I tend to not do that, and I realize I should, but I'm very much a caption reader. So and then sometimes for me, single word captioning can go way too fast, but it just depends on how you're listening, and the option is fabulous. All right, so a couple things to note before we just import this into Premiere and show you how awesome it is that there are certain things you cannot bring along, meaning your text. So all of this text is not going to come over, and Firefly will let me know that it's not happening. And then any graphics that you add, artboards or 3D objects, those are not going to come over into Premiere because they're just not a supported asset. But what is going to come over is any sort of video file that you generate, or any video with audio that you've generated images, any pictures that I have brought in myself, Photoshop, Illustrator files, and then any user uploaded video files. So if you're not doing anything super crazy, it'll pretty much come over. Graphics is, like I said, where it gets a little wonky, and then text as well. But for the most part, it will all come over. So I'll just Command A to select everything and show you how to do this. Something before we jump over that's really important to note is if you have multiple projects open, and I only do for the simple fact that I'm showing you the different demos and how marker search works, but pay attention to what project you have open and which one you have selected, because that is where this file will populate. So I have it under demos, which is fine. And we can tell our project by the top right here, and it is also selected down here. But if I were to select something else, then it will change up top. But demos is fine for me. So just make sure you keep that in mind before you have 24 projects open and then you go to think it'll get complicated real quick. So your project panel is really important, what you have selected. All right, so I'm going to right click, and then I'm going to do open in Premiere. And it is going to tell me very quickly before it populates it that the text will not come over. So you'll see, download your Premiere and keep working while I wait.
So downloading your files, you can keep working while you wait, is what it said.
Okay, so real quick before I hit continue, can't export 13 items. That is all of the text that I have in here, and that's fine. Is it telling me to download Cloud? Hold on. I literally have Premiere open right now. One moment. We're going to try that again.
I personally would love if it could download and include text.
That would be nice, and I can make a note. Okay, so right now it's deciding to tell me that I don't have Creative Cloud and that Premiere isn't open. So we're going to pretend that it did do all of those things. So what is going to happen is a file will pop up right here, and it'll be called Firefly Downloads. That is the folder, the bin it is going to create in here. And then once I click on that, it's going to bring in all of the assets, so all of the images that I had in this file, which can be really great. This was a mood board that we did for Spicy Monster. And if Ashleigh and I wanted to create an Instagram reel, let's say, and just be like, here's a really quick run through of the visual look of Spicy Monster, I can edit a reel with all of the assets brought in there in real time when it decides it's going to do that. But that's amazing. Let me just try with Theodore stuff, and let's see if that'll do it. If not, we won't worry about it. Nope. Okay. But anyway, that is where it will populate, is in a Firefly board, Firefly download bin for you, which we love. And no, we're at 5 minutes left. I'm going to save it because I was going to say if I had time, I'd go over something else, but I don't think I'm gonna because it's a little in depth.
Okay.
But those are some of the things that they've released in June, as well as a ton of other effects, film impact, graphics, and other effects and transitions, which I will go over next time, as well as making your own, which is so cool.
There is also, if you are in Adobe or in Premiere Beta, there is a brand new AI assistant. And so it is a chatbot agent that is inside of Premiere Beta that you can ask for it to assemble cuts. You can ask it to place markers if you have interviews, like where the interviewer asks questions.
I'll go over that next week too.
There is a lot of stuff that you can do that is assistive. There is stuff that is generative as well. For example, if you have a video or a reel and you import that into a sequence and you ask the AI assistant to analyze it, it can tell you what type of B-roll you need, the exact time code that you need that B-roll, and if you want to go a step further, it will generate that B-roll for you within Firefly and place it into your project. So if you are open to that, that does exist right now in Premiere Beta.
Yes, so I will show you all in depth to that next week. And for those of you who haven't used Adobe products, or maybe are just jumping in, it's like, why are there so many? Why is there one to do a specific thing? And all the fact that Adobe has them all integrated into each other is what makes the Creative Cloud so awesome, without ever having to leave.
That's right.
Your platform.
You don't have to have 6 different browsers open to be able to do the work for one project.
Right.
Yeah, a ton to tinker with. And I'm also really excited to see what comes next too, Vidor. Will be interesting to see how heavily that gets used. Thrish, I wonder if we will see similar looking edits, because if you do think about editing, can you teach a machine to edit in your style?
But also, if nothing else, the simple fact that you can now mark your speakers very quickly and have them, or have it put markers in chat to say, like, what question was asked, what is the time code here, it really does speed up the edit process. And so that is amazing.
Yeah. So our next episode is next Wednesday at 11 a.m. We're already at July 1st. Okay. I was like,
wait, I thought you meant today, and I was like, hold on.
There's no way that's correct, but July 1st is next Wednesday.
That's insane. I don't know what to do about that.
Please jump into the Adobe Live Discord and join CA in LA. We would love to chat with you. We would love to learn what you're working on, the types of film content that you would like to see us cover here. And our week 4 challenge is to listen to your favorite movie soundtrack.
Ooh.
Yeah, I have a big ask. Listen to your favorite movie soundtrack. And our last note is that we have new music coming out for the first time in 7 months, 8 months.
Yep.
We're releasing a song on Friday called Clarity. We just got our official YouTube artist channel, which is also really exciting.
That happened so quick.
It did. So to celebrate, we're going to be streaming on Twitch tomorrow, Thursday at 3 p.m. for a pre-release party, on Friday at 7 p.m. for the formal release party. And then on Saturday, we're playing a full band show, a part of June Gloom here in Los Angeles. Our set is 1:45 to 2:15, but we were told we might go on a little bit early. So that's why it's 1:40. Thank you, Thrish.
We're
Thank
really
you, Vidor.
excited.
Thank you for the excitement. We're also really, really hyped. So if you, we also just hit 11.6, 11.1K listeners on Spotify. I know I hate being this person, but
it's so cool.
we have to celebrate the successes.
It's so cool for us.
We do. And one of our originals is about to hit 20K listens on Spotify as well. So
Yay!
would love for you to check it out. It's called Clarity. Would love for you to listen to our music on most of the musics. And yeah, Jacob, Wade.
Thank you all so much.
Jacob, Wade, Jack.
Tron soundtrack, been vibing to it while I draw.
Thank you.
Well, you keep doing that and you've completed your homework. Congratulations.
Thank you for
It's not homework. You don't
keeping
have to
us
do it.
safe. Thank you for an exquisite job moderating. Ohana, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for being here for another episode of the Cinema Collective. Please let us know what you liked, what you didn't like, what you want to see more of.
Please
we
let
might
us know.
abandon the film news. You let us know if you like the information or you would like to see more tutorials, because we'd love to make that happen. Thank you all so much for tuning in. I'm Ashleigh. This is Courtney. We are CA in LA. Tune in later on Twitch at 6 p.m. Pacific. We'll be doing some music and talking about what this A24 situation means for independent film. Adobe, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much.
We'll see you all next Wednesday. Please take care.
Bye.